Boys and girls, Alex back again. This time I'm going to give you a bit of a splurge on threads and nuts. If you're interested, watch on. If you're not, go away. Half of you may recognise me because of my nightie. The other half probably don't recognise me. And the third half, well, hell, who knows with you. And by the way, this is not a Hollywood studio. This backdrop here is just a bit of MDF to provide a bit of contrast so you can actually see this brass rod that I'm going to use as a demo. To digress a little bit and give you a bit of a background information, years ago I used to use a lot of long threaded rods in jigs and workshop equipment. However, as it took so long to thread the nuts down the full length of the thread, I stopped using it and found different ways of doing it. However, fairly recently, although having said that now it's probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, might even be a bit longer, I came across something that made this a more practical solution. So I thought I might as well share it with you. What I've done is I've actually prepared a long threaded rod, and rather than cut it in half, what I've done is I've put a wood thread, tapped the thread into a piece of pine, drilled it down so I can shorten it, and you can get that in focus in the camera. All I've done is doubled up on a couple of a wing nut and a nut, got this thing in the drill, and rather than thread this down all the way, hopefully you can see it, I just brought it down like that. Actually, I might have to bring it back up again because to get it in focus. Anyway, we'll do that. So what I do now is clamp it to the bench with that bit of wood, and I'll take these nuts off, center the camera so you can see what the hell I'm doing properly, because again, as with all my videos, being both the actor, director and cameraman, I can't do everything at once, and I hate reshooting unless I absolutely have to. It's embarrassing standing in front of the camera once, let alone more times. Okay, I'll go and check the camera. Camera has been repositioned, and what I've done is I've clamped this gimmicky thing down here in this xylus clamp, and hopefully I can now demonstrate. Now, let's just take a standard 1/4 inch. This is a 1/4 inch rod, and bear in mind that probably with say 3/8 or 5/16, the hardware I use is going to be heavier, so it's going to be potentially easier to thread than these. But then again, I did use a lot of 1/4 inch, so I'll use 1/4 inch to demonstrate. And not only that, I've only got 1/4 inch in brass rod, and brass is prettier than gold. Anyway, let's hope I can start it. There you are. As you can see, to try and thread it down, at the start you can use gizmos like spanners and all that bizzo. Forget that. And look, I'm not even going to try and take it all the way down, otherwise I'd run out of film and you'd run out of more patience than you're probably already running out of. So I won't even try and speed it up, because even speeding up will take probably an hour. So I'll take this off. So that was impractical, and that's what I used to use. Now, nylock nuts, forget it. Once you hit the nylock, it won't move. You can use these, but that'll take twice as long. And really, dome nuts, not a good idea. You can just get so far down, and no matter what you use, you're never going to get it all the way down. So forget that. Now, the first alternative that most people would think of, well, not the first, but the cheapest, is the old wing nut. Let's get this on there, get it started. It's not too bad, you know. It spins a little bit better than the normal nut, but hey, again, that's going to take days to get down there. Well, fewer days than it would take the normal nut. Then you could go into, now actually I am a great fan of these knurled nuts. I picked up a swag of these when they were still cheap. Now they're much better, as you can see. You can give it a good spin and they'll go down, but even then they're going to take a while. And getting these brass nuts, oh look, scarce as hen's teeth. Although you can get the stainless ones, which again work. Now the other alternative is to go for a through knob like that. Again, I haven't tried it on this. Oops, wrong thread, so let's not even worry about that. Let's try this one. Again, as you can see, that's going to take ages. Now, I came across these, oh come on, sorry guys, I'm sure you like watching me playing around with my knobs. Come on, off. I came across these Rockler threaded, well I call them slip nuts, they call them quick release or whatever the hell they call them, I can't remember. Effectively it's a eccentric thread, offset thread, angled. So what you can actually do is slip that on. You can slip it all the way down, all the way up. And once you get down to the bottom, flatten it out, give it a few twists, and there you have it. As you can see, it won't, I'm putting on quite a bit of pressure. However, look, don't get me wrong, that is made out of brass, and because you don't have the full circumference of the threads hitting the rod, I wouldn't dream of using, you know, cranking this up to white knuckle consistency. However, I reckon I could just about get it strong enough to make it useful. Now I'll put this down here, put that on, and that'll give you just a better idea of how it works. It bottoms out, you flatten it, you've got to make sure it's flat, then you tighten it, and as you can see now, it's tight enough to actually twist the rod down into it, and that's it. And once you've loosened it, it just slips off, slips on, slips off. Now let's get this off. Now finally, well actually I'm making this video to do a review on the Rockler knobs for lumberjacks, just in case, you know, people aren't aware of it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, you wouldn't be using it everywhere, but when you've got a long thread and it doesn't need super hold, they're great. The other alternative is, and I only found out about these a few months ago, well maybe about 6 months ago, well who knows, anyway just recently, and these are called, I think, button nuts. They've actually got a spring-loaded button in there, and you'll find there's a bit of plastic in there that you pull out. It's in there to stop this spring from popping the button. But that works. You press the button and then you can push it down to wherever you like, and from then on release the button and it engages. Now, because that uses sort of like a threaded insert in there. Hang on, I'll go back to this other configuration. Because it uses a threaded insert in there, you've virtually got metal thread going the full circumference. So I've got more faith in cranking this up than this brass one, and again, it's because you don't have the full thread, and brass, well, this is steel, bit more robust. And oops, let's make sure the bottom one doesn't move. And I'm really confident in just about white knuckling that. And once you've loosened it, press the, hang on, I'll do it from that side, press the button and it slips off. Again, this continual pulling up and down, as you can hear it, might not do the brass rod much good, but then again you're only doing it on the outside of the thread, which is not where it's really holding. So there you have it, and before I put that down, I'll throw that button back there. Look, I think I've wasted enough of your time. Hopefully this will give you some idea or options available if you've got a long thread. Now actually Easy Dye one released or advertised a spanner that you could actually put the nut on, where is it? Oh yeah, put a nut on there, and this particular spanner was gear driven, and you'd actually put it on there something like that and get a drill over there, and that'd spin that around and you could go all the way down the shaft. However, for some reason or another, again, I don't know what it was, but he made about a first batch of 100 and something. Through shipping screw-ups, I missed out and I didn't get one, and he never made another batch. So I don't know what the story is, but anyway, that's beside the point. At the moment, these are the main quick release options. They do come from Rockler. They come in 3 sizes. Pardon me. 1/4 inch, 5/16, and 3/8. I've got all of them. However, I haven't got any 5/16 button nuts, and that's why I predominantly decided to use the 1/4 inch as a demo. But 1/4 inch, 3/8, they all work the same. And as I said, you know, if you haven't heard of it, you now have, and you can't say that again. If you have, you didn't think much of it, well, now you know how it works. And you've seen them and it's a load of crap, well, then they're still a load of crap. Uru, boys and girls, and keep safe.